I bet you don't fast forward through the ads, Lillian.
Well, there's a lot of direct-to-consumer advertising on these days, and I think you would find that most doctors actually find it a bad thing that there's so much advertising of health issues and health medications on television.
And one news story, I'm not sure how many of you have seen it, that I thought was, as I said at the top of the show, was kind of underreported, was the Peloricide, which is a wonderful name, named after Pelorus Sound, a chemical extracted from sea sponges, which might actually become a pretty useful cancer treatment. I was surprised. I wonder whether people are actually a little bit shy after the Lipronol saga.
I was interested in your perspective that you thought it was underreported, because in my view it was reported appropriately and that it was played very low key. And in fact I think that those sorts of stories are an example of the stories that should be on the business pages, because that's really where they deserve to be at this stage. It's that sponge is something that's showing some encouraging or interesting potential, and I think those sort of stories amount to chatter amongst scientists at this point. There's been no clinical trials. There's no evidence yet that it will really work in people or that it will make a noticeable difference to the lives of people suffering from cancer. It should not be reported as a health story.
And yet you had the antidepressants don't work story, which was a front page lead in the Herald earlier this year, which really was chatter amongst scientists, and I think actually did quite some damage. The paper ran that and then walked away. I mean, that was not well reported, that story at all, was it, Lillian?
Well, I think with all things that of popular interest, it affects a great number of people. And once again, it comes back to this evidence-based medicine, which is a great sort of shift in thinking from doctors. Show me the evidence, show me if it works, and then repeat it again in clinical trials. And I think one of the problems is that we do know that the antidepressants do work in a number of people, because there are so many complexities about it, and there are many things that we don't know about psychiatry and the exact mechanism of action, all those sorts of things. So, I mean, the complexity of it is lost in the sensational words like cure, like crisis, like...
There are lots of things that I think are real traps, particularly for young new reporters who don't specialise in health, who are just picking up the round or who are in it for a short time.
And context is everything
when it comes to stories.
Sometimes I think
it's the crusty old ones who are most resistant to that kind of thing, actually.
I mean, and the most concerning
thing...
thing...
There's no discussion about who's backing these things as well. There's a massive amount of advertising. You go into your local GP's thing, there will be pens, pads, calendars. There's probably been trips to various seminars. A surprising number of them take place in Pacific Islands.
Well, I think we're actually going to have to sum that up as follow the money, which is the message we certainly take away from you, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you, Ray. And thank you for watching.